Hi, I got a little game for us to play today. I've got a bee colony over here to the right, my left, however you want to say it. It's insulated on the outside with 2-inch insulation, and it's been all over wintered, and it survived. It was about 8 frames of bees about a week ago, and I'm going to open it up today and see if there's a queen still there, and if she's laying, and if they got enough room, possibly bring some of the brood to the bottom and bring the honey frames to the top and make this a single chamber where I have a queen excluder and keep her in one box and kind of move things up as we go. It also has in the top an eye wave, and what that does is creates negative ions. It helps keeps the bees a little cleaner. And the game I want to play today is, where do you think the queen's going to be? Do you think the queen's going to be in the bottom box or the top box? And which frame do you think she's going to be on? We've got 10 frames. Start here, 1 through 10. I'm going to guess she's going to be on frame number 5. Right over here on this side. And let's see if we can plan that. And the strategy is I'm going to be taking, there's going to be probably about 8 frames down here drawn with larvae and babies. We're going to move up a couple frames of those up to the second box here, and we're going to put in down here some frames that she can fill out and let this continue to go. And we're going to probably find 1 or 2 swarm cells and superseder cells. We're going to have to decide whether we want to make another colony or just keep them going and knock them out. And it's been about 7 days. It's the hardest part, is waiting 7 days before you go into colony so you don't overlook at them. But we're going to take a look at them now. It's been about 7 days, and take a look and see how they're doing. And it's about 57 degrees out here. Not the best. It's windy, but we've got to get it in there and look at them. Otherwise, you wait 16 days and you could have a queen pop out and mess things up. So let's take a look. So we got our smoker lit. We've got 2 frames of drawn comb from past dead outs. So we're all ready. And we got our queen excluder. So that's the plan. And here we go. We're going to give them some smoke at the bottom. Let them know we're coming. And we're going to unplug our eye wave. It's got insulation on the outside. And it's got a screen on the bottom that keeps the bees from getting on this eye wave. And the eye wave brushes are a little bit matted. I don't know if you can see, they kind of stick shape that you push them. They're not really fluffy. So it's time to clean them up. And we got this sticky, tarry substance on the eye wave. There we have a feeder, and it's all dry, and they're getting in there. And that feeder has a shim on it. And then we have our top box, which is a glass hive. So we'll take off our feeder. And they didn't really fill this up with a whole bunch of comb, but they definitely are hanging around it. Looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Not quite 9, so about 8 frames of bees there. Now, because this is a glass hive, we have to be a little bit careful where we pry with our tool, because we don't want to chip the glass. And you can see that they've got a bunch of nectar in here. And this is probably a frame from another colony that I put in there. I'm not sure. I forget. And this is all nectar in here. We've got more nectar on this side. I had to switch sides of the camera because the light is coming from behind over here and you couldn't see anything in those frames. And this is more nectar. You can see the glistening and you can see some of the pollen. So they're backfilling all the available space. This is the brood nest. Over here you can see some eggs. And we have a queen's. Ow! Doggone it! Ugh. I just pinched one with my finger. It's trying to sting me. As you can see, I switched it to the point where it's not really moving around anymore. It's kind of dead. And so is my finger. It's in pain. So like I was showing you, there is a queen cell. I'm going to take a look to see if it's got anything in it. Cell seems to be empty. We're going to remove this cell so we know that we've checked that before. And then we're not concerned about it anymore. In removing that cell, we exposed some of the larvae, so we're going to use our tweezers. Take the opportunity to check for mites. I don't see any there. Over there. Looks to me that it's pretty well free of mites. Got another frame of brood. That's all this in here. That's the baby bees. We've got a drone right here. Drones have the big back end. No stinger. See, no stinger on it. All new, freshly drawn larvae. More cap brood. And these are your very young larvae. Various stages. More larvae over here. We have another queen cell here on the bottom. So this one is ready to make a queen. Primed and ready to go. This is more cap brood. And this one actually filling in the brood right around all the pollen. See the pollen, and then over here is the brood, right next to each other. And in the same frame, we've got some nectar stored, so it's got everything same frame. This we've got brood on. and more brood. And we've got another cell here on the bottom. And that cell looks like it's ready to go. And these, I believe, are drone combs. See, they're like combed out a little higher than the rest. So they are bigger bees, and so they need a little more space. So we'll switch that over to the outside edge here, so we can keep a track of this queen cell. And here we have just the pollen and more pollen. And we have some peppermint candy from last year. It's still hanging out. We're going to put our feeder shim on the ground here so that we can rest our box on it. I'm going to pick this up by the corners because that's where the strength of it is. Set it on this feeder shim. We'll start on this outside frame because that has the least amount of bees on it. Nothing really happening, they're just kind of drawing it out a little bit. A lot of nectar. More nectar and some pollen. There's a little bit of brood. So I guess theoretically we should be able to make a queen. Actually, there's some more drones. More brood. When they're starting to fill this out, filling it with the nectar, filling out this side. Then we got more brood. And what do we have here? Another supersedure cell. Let's take a look and see if there's anything in that one. No, that one's pretty much empty. So we're going to just take that out of there so we know that has been checked. They say that the drones carry the mites, so let's take a look and see if we can find any mites. I don't see any mites on that one. Oh, I see a mite. See it? So we got one mite. Nothing on that one. So one mite out of 4. That's not bad. More babies in here. More babies in here. More pollen, nectar. And we got a frame that they're starting to draw out on one side. So let's rebuild this colony a little differently. So basically what we're going to do is put all the brood down here minus a couple. So we'll keep stuff like this, put this on the bottom to keep her motivated. We'll go in an old frame of pollen, put that on the outside. We'll put that in between the brood. There you go. Then she can fill that out with brood. That'll be all her babies. Another frame that has half and half. Separate that with another frame. Yeah, this one looks good. And we'll throw this honey frame down in the bottom. Make sure there's no queen, because that's the queen cell right there and here. We got a couple down here. Put on our queen excluder, wherever we put that. To put on our empty box. Glass box. And then we can put on our queen cells on the outside so we can watch them. actually, let me bother with that one. We'll put on our other queen cell. We'll shake these other bees and all stragglers. Man, they got this thing moving on. There we go, that'll keep that. Oh no, that's what we need is the highway. There we go. Then we can have air cover. I'll keep the lid getting wet maybe. Alright. Now I'm ready to wait for a couple days while they fill this up with workers, and then we'll separate the two boxes and then let those queens hatch out. Thanks for watching.